I'm losing my voice but you know what? I don't care. I'll just keep talking to you. That's so pretty. Thank you. Anyway, we had this massive thunderstorm, and in the Pacific Northwest, I don't know, we get a lightning and thunder maybe once every 3 or 4 years. So it's already 9 there. You guys are so awesome. Creatively, Danielle, you're back. I love it. That's awesome. Okay. I was supposed to just, I already did the whole hour, and we had the massive thunderstorm, and it was so awesome, and I'm supposed to be able to save it, and I lost it. So, Danielle, I love you too. You're pretty awesome. What time is it here? It is almost 6. That's funny. It is, and it's supposed to stay light for, I don't know, till 8-ish, for a couple more hours, but it was practically dark. Anyway, so if you guys have questions for me, I'm here. I was supposed to be just testing how did Simply Nailogical find out about Simply Pure? I don't remember, but I do know that I think she bought it, and her nails were shorter than this, and she just couldn't get them to grow, just like I couldn't get them to grow. And then she tried our oil, and now the length that she has currently, that's because of the oil. Still waiting for your order. You ordered it on Saturday. You got an email that it's shipped. Wait. You got an email saying that it was shipped, but still have not gotten it yet. When it was shipped, I'm not going to be able to tell you that. Wait, but if you ordered it, okay, Saturday. Okay, so we don't fill orders over the weekend until Monday. And if you're if you're domestic, it can take 3 to 5, 7 days. The average is 3 or 4 days. So anyway, okay. How do we come? Oh my God, how did we come up with the brand name? Amazon made us come up with the brand name because back when I started, I created a website called Simple Nail Art Tips. And so what I was going to do, the plan was with that, was to create a website that could take the nail art that artists were doing and tell you all the steps, because nobody was doing that. So that's what I was doing. And then I came up with the oil, and we called it Simply Pure because it was pure enough and it had ingredients that you could eat. And so I think we wanted it to be Nail Care HQ, and Amazon was like, yeah, no, you can't have your brand name be a website address. So you have to come up with a brand name. And I liked Bliss, but Bliss was already taken. And so we came up with so many names, just the list. It was worse than trying to name a baby. And I don't know, somewhere Bliss Kiss showed up, and that's how it worked. Anyway, okay. So who else has got questions? What happened to Simply Peel with what happened to Simply Peel with Prime? That is a lot of drama going on. We have a love-hate relationship with Amazon because Amazon is really, really important. They are a great what's the right word? Anyway, you want to be on Amazon. The problem was that we had a person who claimed that she got used product. And so as a result, Amazon immediately, we were number 1 in the category for months and months and months. And Amazon, that one report, they pulled it off of, it just pulled our product completely off and said, you have to fix this, and you have to prove to us that you are not sending us used product. We're like, we're the manufacturer. We are sending you brand new product. And so it was like our responsibility to prove it to them. And, you know, all of Amazon's people are in Egypt and India, and it was like no department had a phone number that we could actually call. And the ones that did, they were like, oh, you've contacted the wrong department, but so you need to email this department. And anyway, it took us 2 weeks, and we actually sent an email to Jeff Bezos, who's the CEO of Amazon, and he got our product right back up. But unfortunately, we were then in the beauty category. We had dropped down to, I don't know, 1 million, and have had to climb back up. And as a result of Amazon, and what it turned out as we were doing all of our research and everything, Amazon was selling several of our products that had come back to the warehouse, and they actually listed them as damaged. And when something's damaged, it should go into destroyed. And the result was it had been put back in inventory. And we were like, oh my God, I freaked. I totally freaked. And I was like, pull it. Just pull it off of Amazon. And so because of that, we have to fulfill it. So, and actually we did a bunch of work and research, and we were at the point, okay, we can manage this better, because sales definitely went down. So I'm like, okay, how do we do this? We send Amazon smaller batches, and so we sent them a batch of order of, you know, like 600 bottles of peel, and then they put it through hazmat, and apparently it did not pass. So they said, your product is a hazardous material and will never ever be able to be fulfilled by Amazon and be in their warehouse. So that's why we fulfill it. We can sell it on Amazon, quote, but we have to fulfill it. Which is crazy to me, because I'm like, okay, it's water, ammonia, because ammonia is the preservative, latex, and glitter. I'm going, I don't know how that's going to blow up some airplane, but there we go. Pot Simply Pure, and it's been working miracles, and I broke my nail down to the skin, although, so it's taking some time. Oh, this is such a great thing. You broke your nail down to the skin. You know what? As awesome as our oil is, broken nails still happen. A whole lot less happen, but yeah, life happens, and you're gonna break a nail. And so I have broken some that are so deep, like if it doesn't bend just right, and it bends way back here, or it's torn sideways, then there's really not a whole lot you can do, other than my new thing is to glue a artificial nail tip onto it to get it so that it's growing, and cover that up, and it works great. It works absolutely great. Let's see. Nice to see me back. How many orders do we get per week? I can't tell you per week, but we usually are getting about 40 orders per day. If that helps. Do you sell the stamper head? Yes, we just, maybe it's not on the website yet, but yes, we are going to be selling replacement heads, because silicone is just, especially the clear stamp heads, they're just fragile and persnickety. And yes, we are selling replacement ones. And if you don't see it yet, we're working on it, and just email us for sure. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. My favorite base coat and top coat. Favorite base coat is God, I'm still using some of our older stuff, and I'm still using samples from a company that we're trying to have manufacture it. Um, base coat. It basically anything that is a ridge filling base coat is what you want to go for. And if it's got a little bit of a pink tint, that's awesome. It's great. Top coat, top coat, top coat. My favorite top coat is actually the Sally Hansen one that comes in, it's a quick dry, but it comes in a red bottle. It's the product is clear, but the bottle is red. I really, really like that one. It's like $3. Let's see. A lot of people use HK Girl. They love it, love it, love it. I did buy it, and for me, I don't know, maybe it's just here in Washington because of the humidity or something. It really, it's like sesh feet for me, is that it just pulls, it shrinks. I get too much shrinkage. So, but Glisten and Glow, great products. Jill does. Jill was very kind to me at the very beginning, and she creates great products. So definitely, if you love her products, that's awesome. Wish this stuff wasn't so expensive. You want to know why it's expensive? Is because of the products that the ingredients, the ingredient list. Jojoba wax ester is incredibly expensive. So a lot of companies don't use it, and if they do, they stick it like number 5 in the ingredient list, and they've filled it with almond oil and other oils, which are good. They just don't work the same way as jojoba wax ester. And I've actually, even my best friend and my mom, they tried just straight jojoba, and they were like, oh my gosh, Anna, this just doesn't work the same as your oil. And there is this synergistic blend thing that happens when you take these ingredients and you put them together. They become a different thing. So hope that helps. Hi, Ginger. Would you like to come say hi and see my kitten? Come here, baby. Should we come say hi to everybody? Oh, this is Ginger, and she's quite the hugger. So this is my girl. She just sits there and she hugs. Anyway, have to go. You know, I appreciate you, because honestly, I just wanted to start this to see if I could figure out how to learn how to save it, because I'm supposed to be able to save these. I've seen nail art and stamping in stores in real life. I now have cat hair in my mouth. What do you think about this? Nail art and stamping in stores in real life. That's fine. I'm not sure how to actually answer the question, which is kind of funny. I really don't need more clarification. Let's see. Does Simply Pure with glitter still exist? I never had Simply Pure with glitter. The glitter is in Simply Peel. And yes, it does exist. I love your oil so much. Thank you. Ammonia is a poison. Yeah, but the interesting thing is there's so many other latex products that obviously are in Amazon, and yeah, we talked to them and they were like, well, you know, we're really backlogged in our hazardous materials checking, you know, running all the products through that, and we're catching up. And so because we were just sending it to them, they decided that there we go. But thank you, Melissa. That's a really good point. So why is Bliss Kiss oil different than others? Because of the blend of oils. And my mentor, Doug Schoon, the author of Nail Structure and Product Chemistry, he said that there is this thing about the blend, and different blends behave differently. And so honestly, when I created the oil, I did it for me because I'm allergic to almonds, and all cuticle oils seem to have almond oil in them. And so I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I was like, well, okay, I'll create my own. And I went on Pinterest and I found all of the DIY recipes. And then I went and I looked at all of the ingredients in the commercial products and took note of all of those. And then I started researching the oils and which ones would be better, and why were they in the DIY recipes? Why were they in the commercial recipes? Sorry, cat hair. And then I was just like, okay, I want this one, and I want this one, and I want this one. And jojoba was the most important. And after 4 months, my nails were longer than they ever had been in my life, even including when I had acrylics. And so I was like, wow, there's something to this. Maybe I should sell it. So maybe there's some girls on this planet who might like it. And wow, boy, was I right. There we go. So let's see. And we've had so many customers and they're like, I tried everything. I tried solar oil. I tried all of these different kinds, and they just don't work the same. So that's really cool. Your oil every day. Put top coat underneath it. How do you start your own small business? Whew. How do you start your own small business? The first thing is, and this is why Bliss Kiss is so successful, because every single product is because I have wanted to figure out, how do I solve my own darn problem? If something like this is an issue for me, of I want my nails to be longer, but I know I need oil, and so I created the oil, and then it was like, okay, well, our oil is very light, and so I want something that behaves like a lotion, because I hate lotions and how watery and slimy they are, and they wash right off. And so then I had my mom, who is a chemist, I had her create our lotion stick. And to be honest, she hated the product. She absolutely hated it. And then it took her a year, and then all of a sudden she totally fell in love with it. But we created the lotion stick for people who work with fabric and paper and fabric, paper, water is the big one. And so yeah, we created this because there are people who are in these professions and they're stuck. They have to be dealing with water, and so it's drying. So to circle back, and how do you start your own small business, is one, solve your own problem, figure out that product, and I'm pretty darn sure that somebody else has that same problem. And then I highly recommend visiting your small business development center that's in your area, and just learn. The challenge is that entrepreneurs usually tend to be horrible business people. So all of that financial stuff that you have to do, and we're just creating things. We're just driving, and then, oh gosh, now I have to sit there and I have to balance the checkbook and all of it. Yeah, that's hard. So somebody says, I'm not saying that the oil broke my nail, don't worry. Yeah, no, I'm not worried. That a lot of people think that, oh, well, if I use this oil, my nails will never ever break. Well, no, okay, if you lay in bed for the rest of your life, then you're right, your nails won't break. But you know what? We are schlepping laundry and, grocery bags, and we do so much with our hands. It's like, these are the most used thing. Why do you think that polish doesn't stick to nails? And there's these funny memes going around, but then you put it on your toes and it lasts for an eternity. Well, the reason is because you're not opening cans of soup and folding laundry and digging in the garden and scratching the kitty. Hello, Ginger. You're not doing these things with your toes. So they don't get the wear and tear that our fingernails do. So yeah, breaks happen, even to me. Just a whole lot less of them. Okay, I'm scrolling. Are you planning on expanding your to other kinds of nail products? One is I have been told, because I, as an entrepreneur, I'm always like, whoa, what can we do next? What's gonna be awesome? And so yes, we are going to continually be expanding, but I have been told by my coaches, slow down, Anna, we cannot do 3 products at the same time, which is what we did recently with the last sale. We launched the the claw, and we launched anyway, we launched 3 products, and so I've had a glass of wine and I'm not thinking as fast. Okay, are you planning on expanding? Yep. Okay. Why does the pink tint make base coat good? Oh, the pink tint, what that does is it neutralizes the color of the yellow tint that we get in our nails, as we use lots and lots of wonderful polish colors, and they just, over time, it stains. And the worst part of the staining is when you wear this fantastic blue or green or whatever, and you take it off and you're like, holy crap, my nails are blue. That's the staining that's different to deal with. So I love your nails, thank you. I love Jill. Yeah, she's awesome. She's an amazing businesswoman. I like out the door top coat. I don't know if I've actually tried that one. What do you do for peeling nails? Hufflepuff unicorns. I love that name. What do I do for peeling nails? One, always wear a base coat. Always, especially if you're going to go in the shower. And then also, if you have any questions about anything and you're not sure, most likely I've written something about it. Google nailcarehq.com, and then also the keywords of what you're looking for. So like peeling nails, sorry, cat fur. And yeah, the biggest thing for peeling nails, it's caused by water, and there's some strategies for how to deal with that. The biggest thing is to, especially if you've got, oh my gosh, cat hair everywhere. If you've got big peels, what I would do is basically nip those and then kind of gently file that edge, and then I would fill it with a little bit of nail glue. Oh my God, Ginger, you're shedding everywhere. Do you have to put alcohol and make your nail bed dry? I use rubbing alcohol to cleanse the nail plate before, of course, because we're using oil, we're making our nail plate greasy. And so polish doesn't stick to oil, and it doesn't stick to dust and all of the things that happen. So right before you start with your base coat, you want to add you want to cleanse the nail plate with rubbing alcohol and a lint-free pad, so that don't use a cotton ball, because you're going to end up with cotton fuzz everywhere. Let's see. My cat Lucy looks like Ginger. Hi Lucy, kitty. I love my cat. Her oil products are amazing. Thank you. Hi Anna, nail your ideas here. I'm supposed to just I was testing for a couple minutes to see if I could save this thing. Oh gosh, I want Simply Peel so badly. I'm asking for it for your birthday coming up in 19 days. Happy birthday! Bye creatively, Danielle. Talk to you later. Can you have a shout out? If so, Lilma Mari. Yeah, this is the hardest part, is seeing all of your names and trying to be able to pronounce them. It's challenging. What do you think of the new polish that doesn't require a base coat like Vinyl X or the new Essie one? I don't know. I tried Vinyl X and I felt like it behaved like regular polish. Um, and the new Essie one, I haven't tried it. Lotion sticks were favorite. Yay. And, just, I mean, you guys, I'm honestly, this one was because I did an hour before with my thunderstorm and everything that was going on here in the Pacific Northwest. And I'm supposed to be able to download it to my phone, and I couldn't find that. So I lost that whole hour. So I was like, oh, I'll just test it. Test it for a couple minutes, and then y'all just showed up, and I'm going, okay, I'll just keep going. So IsB76 says the lotion stick is awesome. I combine that and use it with the oil. My hands and my nails were so dry before, not anymore with your products. Oh, that's so awesome. Have you ever considered going on Shark Tank? Oh my gosh. This one happens a lot. People are like, oh, look at that. Come on. Yeah, everybody who hears our story is like, you should go on Shark Tank. You got to do this. And yeah, we haven't gotten to the point where I feel like I need a shark. And then there's a reason that they're called a shark. So I'm like, I'm not sure I'm ready to give up 20 to 40% of my company. Yes, the exposure would be fantastic. I think that would be the biggest thing of why to do it is the exposure. The other thing is they get like 4,000, if not more, submissions per week. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. So it's really fun to watch the show. The other really cool thing is that the grannies, the Ice Chips grannies who were on the first season, we are friends with them. And it turns out like they were in Yelm, which is like a 45-minute drive from us in Olympia. And when they expanded, they went from, I don't know how many few thousand square feet. So they now have a 20,000 square foot warehouse. And it is literally, I can walk to it. It's around the block from our warehouse. So it's fun because they were on Shark Tank and the exposure for them was fantastic. And on the show, they took the deal. But then when it came to meeting in the boardroom afterwards, the sharks wanted a little bit more than they had asked for on the show. And so they declined it. But that's really, the exposure for them was fantastic. I'm glad I came back. I honestly was not trying to come back. I just wanted to see if I could save the darn thing. I was going to be here for 2 minutes or 30 seconds. And yeah. Can you have long nails even though you swim? It's challenging when you're in water that much. I would suggest for sure making sure that you always have base coat. But the problem is that, okay, so you've got your polish. Even if you just have polish, you're going to, so like right here back by the proximal fold of the eponychium. So you've got that little bit at your cuticle line. There's a little bit of where the water can get in. You've got, even if you've wrapped your tips underneath, there's just at that little, where the hyponychium is, there's that little bit of water, place where the water can get in, and then you've got your sidewalls, and the water can get in through there. And so it's so hard. And you certainly can't swim in gloves. So my suggestion would be wear base coat as much as you can, and be okay with the nail length that you have. It's okay. I've learned that short nails can be incredibly beautiful if they've been taken care of well. Everything I do, laundry or anything, I'm always telling myself, be careful with your nails. That's really good. And it's such a good thing to say, be careful with your nails. Or even, so I hear a lot of people are like, don't break a nail, don't break a nail. Well, what are you telling your brain? Okay, your brain, sorry, cat fur everywhere. Your brain remembers the very last couple of words that you tell it. And so I learned this with my kids. It was like, don't jump on the sofa. Well, what are they hearing? Jump on the sofa. They don't hear the don't. So, when you're saying things to yourself of, I want to be careful, I'm going to protect my nails, you're doing all of these things that don't ever say, don't break a nail, don't break a nail, don't break a nail, because what is your brain telling you? Go break some nails. Any tips for getting stain off your nails? Actually, Labmuffin did a article several years ago, which is fantastic, of how to remove staining. And she did, since she's a chemist, she did all of these studies, or not studies, but she tested all of these different things and different products and how to get rid of like blue stains. Like you take it off and your nails are still blue. And it turns out that Blue Cross, the cuticle remover, Blue Cross is the best way to remove the staining. Works better than peroxide and toothpaste and all of those things that people use to want to whiten their nails. But what I don't like about Blue Cross is that it's so liquid as a cuticle remover that it gets all over your skin. And the lye, the ingredient that dissolves your skin is lye, and that's in Blue Cross also. But because it's not thick and as a gel, it just like sort of bleeds all over. It's watery. It's very watery, and so it gets all over your live skin as well as the dead skin. And so that was my biggest issue with Blue Cross, is that it just it created all of these little shredding hangnails because it was dissolving the live skin also. So, but anyway, it does work, and I would recommend using some sort of latex barrier, and that's part of why I created Simply Peel, was to protect the live skin from when you're doing cuticle remover. And the cuticle is actually that dead skin that's on your nail plate. It's the cuticle is not this band of skin that we've all been told. That's the proximal fold of the eponychium, and so we want to protect that. My nails are getting stained. Should I let them grow unpolished, or can I at least use a base coat, top coat? If your nails are stained, the very best thing you can do is cover that baby up. Just cover them. So yeah, use your base coat, use your favorite polish. Don't worry about the fact that they've turned purple. I wouldn't. I just cover it up. If you want to do a French manicure right after you have really, really badly stained nails, that might be an issue. But most of us don't really do French manicures anymore. There you go. I know. I still feel like I have cat fur everywhere. All I want for my birthday is the 4-ounce bottle of my oil. Yeah, it's a really good thing. I love it. I use it on my skin also. My boys use it for their eczema. I'm supposed to be studying verb moods, but I'm watching you at the same time. Oh my god, that's awesome. You should be studying. Does Simply Seal do the same thing as Simply Pure with eczema and other things? It can. We have people who love just the oil. We have people who love just the lotion stick. We have people who love them together. It's experimenting. It's seeing what works. But right now we have a testing group that's testing using the oil on their eczema, and oh my gosh, you guys, the results that are coming back they're mind-blowing. I mean, my 2 boys have eczema, so I know the oil works, especially Dane, because he has like this whole section through here, and then if he lets it go, it also gets into his eyelids and gets really, really red. And as long as he keeps applying the oil at least once or twice a day, all that itchiness and the scaliness, it all goes away. I don't know what happened after the show. Thank you for the tidbit. I love the show and thanks for the great responses. This was not supposed to be another hour, but hate my C curve. Whenever I take a bath, my C curve relaxes a ton, and I wish it would stay like that. Learn to love your C curve because it actually makes your nails stronger. They're less likely to tear on the sides. People with really, really flat nails have lots of problems with these side tears that like go all the way. So the way to help with your C curve is please do not have square nails. So what you're going to do is you need to file the edge and you're going to file it up. And what you're going to do is file off that corner, and what that does is it helps relax it so that when you look at your nails, they still seem very curved, but there's not this tension on the sides that's pulling them in and making them curve, like even almost like going towards a circle. I have to do that. I file the sides. What's my name? My name is Anna. Let me find some questions. Oh, somebody says it's Anna. But a lot of people think I'm Anna, and it's Anna. And you know what? That's the way you pronounce Anna all the way around the world, except for the United States. I know I'm back on live. I was not supposed to be. I was supposed to be like testing this for a little bit so I could figure out how to save because I lost the whole last hour, and something tells me this is going to be another hour. Anyway, forgive me if I do not say your screen name, but hi from India. Is it possible to grow out healthy nails that are prone to bending and bowing and ridging and peeling? Well, that's a whole lot of stuff right there. I used to put acrylic on years ago and my nails still suffer and won't grow. Okay. Nails never stop growing. They only stop growing when you die, or when you are there's one other case where your nails will stop growing for a short period of time, and what it does is it creates Bow's lines, and it is a divot that happens all the way across the nail plate. A lot of times this happens on people's big toes. The only time it's happened to me is twice. One, when my son died of SIDS, my very first child. He died at 9 weeks old. Thank you for your condolences already, but he would be, how old would Tyler be now? Let's see, Justine is 19, so he would be, oh my God, he'd be 21. But so I got a Bow's line when he died, and then the other one that I got was when Corey got laid off in 2012. I don't know if I answered the question. I think I lost the question. Is it possible to grow out healthy nails that are prone to bending? Oh, this is the one that, I'm sorry. Yes. So grow out, they're bending and bowing. Ridging. Okay, so go to nailcarehq.com. So, and Google, so actually you can go to Google and put in nailcarehq.com and then ridges, and that will take you to an article that I've written. And then also, I have a couple of articles about peeling nails. I would have to know why you're worried about them bending, because we want them to bend. When you are going through life and you whack your nail into the counter or a door or whatever, you want it to bend. You don't want it to be so hard that it just snaps. And they won't grow. Yeah, I was talking about that. My nails break a lot, and I do use your oil. Any help? Any tips? That I'm really careful with my nails usually. One, I would have to see your nails. I think the biggest thing is it depends on whether your nails are very flat. If they're flat, they are prone to tearing on the sides this way. So I would have to see them. And I would probably have you could email me. I it's probably up to like 17 questions now. I would need you to answer those questions so that I could help you more. What is a good way to file? I don't file nails correctly. Why do you think you don't file your nails correctly? Because this is a really cool thing. So when I started doing all of this, there was so much information of like, you can only file your nails in one direction, which freaked people out because they're like, what is one direction? So I'm just going to file this way. Well, okay, if you do that, you're going to end up with kind of wonky nails. So filing one direction meant 1, 2, 3, and then you 1, 2, 3, and then you do the other side 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, whatever. So Doug Schoon, author of Nail Structure and Product Chemistry, who is my good friend and also wrote my nail Bible, he did this. He didn't publish the pictures, but basically said that he looked at nails that had been filed one direction, and then he looked at also nails that had been done this way, seesaw, which is how I've been filing my entire life. There's no visual difference under an electron microscope at like magnified 700 times. Absolutely no difference. So the key is using a file that you really like. You don't want to use anything that's lower than a 180 grit. So you want 180 grit or more. And the only time I use 180 to 240 grit is if I have to file down a whole lot of length and I want to do that fast. That's when, but otherwise I would use a 400. Most crystal nail files are about 600, but they're not going to take length down very fast. So, but they're great to finish. Wish I had known about this stuff about a year ago when I had a fit of terrible eczema on both my eyelids. Oh my gosh, I know. It hurts me when I see my Dane, dealing with that. And he keeps scratching, and I'm like, honey, please put the oil on. And as soon as he does, then he's fine. Sorry. Our regular nail oil, you can put it on your face. Yes. That's why we call it Simply Pure Hydrating Oil now, because it's so close to your own body oil that it's great everywhere. So yeah, you can put it on your face. You can, and if you mix our oil, there's something on Pinterest. What's the recipe? So 1 part our oil, and I would use fragrance free. I wouldn't use the one with any fragrance. 1 part oil, 1 part witch hazel, and 1 part water. Mix that in a little bottle. It's going to separate, and then you shake it up, and use that as eye makeup remover. Oh, it's fantastic. My younger sister has eczema. Oh my gosh! Wait till you see. We're doing a trial group right now with eczema, and the results that are coming back. Holy crap! Wait, did I say that? Yeah, I do swear, but just. I don't want anybody swearing in my account. Yeah, those of you who have eczema, life-changing. I mean, so in this research group that we're doing right now, and the pictures and the testimonials, the feedback that we're getting these are from people who have tried pharmaceuticals and all kinds of different products, and they've tried them for 20 years or more. Nothing has worked, and in 3 days their skin is clearing up. I have short nails, like Bubby Club Short, Nubby. Did you mean nubbin, like nubbins? Is there a way to wrap my nails when painting without getting the nail polish everywhere? Oh, this is okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to answer this right, but I'm noticing that when you first start out doing polish and stuff, you don't know how to remove enough polish from the brush to start with, and then you move too fast. So so the first thing is, gosh, can I grab a bottle of polish? I should. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay. I shall show you. So when you're when most people, when they polish, they take out this big blob and then they paint it on really, really fast. And because you've got this big blob of polish, it just like, it splurges everywhere. And so, and then painting too fast, you don't have any control of this. And especially if you've got way too much polish on it, then you have even less control. So what I do is, I don't know if you guys can see this. So when I'm doing it, I pull all the polish off of one side. So you can see how it's kind of, let's see if I can do this. So it's got a blob on one side, and then depending on my nail length, that's the other thing, I will touch the inside of the neck to remove some of the polish so that you don't have that big blob on it. And then you really, really slowly, you have working time. So you're going to slowly you're going to start here, push back a little bit with the brush, and then you're going to pull that out. And then you're going to go and do this side, and you're going to do this side, and you might do a finishing stroke through the middle again. But if you're doing more than 5 strokes, then it just starts to get muddy and messy. So you want to be able to do that. The other thing is, I'm going to do this and ruin my manicure. I don't know if I can do this. Anyway, I should do it in a video, but you want to start here, and you're going to pull and spread. Can I do this? Let's see if I've never actually done this. So you want to spread that brush and fan it out across your nail plate. Don't just leave the brush like this. You want to actually push down and fan those bristles out, and then you're actually able to control it more. And I highly recommend don't do what I just did. That's really hard. Okay, I'm ready for a sip of wine. Let's see. You have square nails. My small bottles is pure, is starting to smell like the oil is getting old. Is it safe to use? That's a great question. Yes, the oil is still safe to use. It doesn't matter whether oil turns rancid. The problem is that we just don't like the smell of it. And so it's totally up to you. If you are just not happy with it, then yeah, get new oil. I've had that happen with pens and stuff, and I just don't like the way it smells. But that's a perfect opportunity to use it on your toes, because you're not smelling your toes. I'm dying. My phone is going to die. Sorry, honey. Sorry. Any recommendations on natural nail base coats? Just a ridge filling base coat. Make sure that you're filling those ridges because you don't want to buff them off. Can you file your nails back and forth with a crystal nail file? Yes, absolutely. This is so hard. Eurolandia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. Do you know anything good for nail fungus, for like toes? Nail fungus is it's a beast. It's really a beast. And when I met with Doug Schoen, I talked to him. I met with him this summer and asked him about nail fungus because I've been dealing with one toe for 4 years now. And he said it's really, really hard to get rid of. So I'm trying to figure out what works. He says there's some new technology that's coming out, like laser. I did some research on that, and it's touch and go. There's some people swear by vinegar soaks. Some people have used our oil. It's such a hard question for me to answer. What's the deal with white spots? Sorry, that makes me laugh. What's the deal with the white spots? My grandma used to say that in school they were for the number of boyfriends a girl had. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. White spots are bruises in the nail. That's it. So what happens is course, now that I've ruined my really good nail and I've got this gross blue polish. But what happens is, let's pick a different finger. So if you hit your matrix back here, so it's underneath the eponychium, if you hit that area, which we do lots of times, you smash your hand into whatever, and you'll bruise that right there. Okay, so what that does is it damages the nail cells that are growing right at that time. So instead of turning transparent when they grow out, they stay white, because under, I can't stand looking at this. Sorry. So in the matrix, basically they are white until they leave that cuticle line, and then they turn transparent, and that's why you can see your pink nail bed. And then the nail bed keeps them transparent with a perfect blend of oil and moisture. And then once they leave the nail bed, then they're no longer getting nourished with that oil, and so then they turn white again. But those white spots are just bruises. The problem is that when you whacked it, it takes 2 months for it to actually even be seen. So you've completely forgotten what the heck you did. So they're just bruises. Pure Carbon 84, you didn't mean for the question to stir bad memories. If that's in relation to Tyler, my first child, actually, it didn't take long for us to get to Corey and I. Yeah, it was a horrible, horrible year after he died. But it didn't take long for us to realize that he gave us gifts. And the biggest one that he gave me was, I was so distraught that after several weeks on the sofa, my mom goes, you know what, you should just go volunteer at a Frisian horse stable, because there was like 3 big breeders all within 20 miles of my house when I was in Riverside, California. And so I did. I called them up, and I was like, so this is going to be a really, really weird question, but can I come and muck out stalls? And she goes, well, we pay somebody to do that, but our trainer might need help. And so I spent the next 2 years volunteering at this Frisian barn, and the trainer was responsible for keeping 4 horses show ready, and so lots of exercise they had to. And so I just, we'd hitch up 2 horses, we'd take them out for 45 minutes, we'd come back, unhitch them, hitch up another pair, and just kept doing that. And it was extremely cathartic. And so that's when I I'd already fallen in love with these horses, but even more so when I was like, I have to have one. That was what did I say? Tyler would be 21. So that was an incredible gift that he gave me. And now I finally have my own Frisian, and he's 2 years old. And if you follow my personal account, which is Real Anna Seidel, so RealAna, S as in Sam, EID as in dog, EL, you can see Zeus and all the fun stuff that I sort of keep, the personal side of my life that I shouldn't fill up with Bliss Kiss. How can I find out if it contains lye? It will say either lye, caustic potash, or, gosh, what's the other one? I've forgotten. But they all have it. That first ingredient is lye. Is it bad to clip your nails? Nope, because they're dead. So the biggest problem with people when they're clipping their nails is so you want to clip straight across. The tendency is to want to clip straight across, and actually, especially if you have really curved nails with let's see, can I do this like the bloggers do? So you can see that C curve. If you have a high C curve, then what's going to happen is, as you clip that, you tend to want to clip it straight across, and what's going to happen is it's going to snap and it snaps at an angle and it goes off that way and goes flying across the room and you're like, ah! Anyway, so I've learned to clip it at a 45-degree angle going up this direction, and I do it in 3 clips across. And that's, for me, I'm lazy. I will cut them. And then I go back and file them with my crystal file. Holy cow. I just got my talking screen. Where did the question go? Is there a way to make the C curve less curved? Yes, use oil. That will relax your curve. And also, if you need to, which is what I do, can I get in here real close? So I file the sides here. I file them up at this angle that goes kind of this way. Because there's a lot of people, if you let that curve stay going, naturally it wants to go down this way. That increases the curve, so that it wants to curve underneath. And so if you're taking those corners off, it relaxes that curve. And it's still, so when you look at the top level, it still looks square, squoval, whatever. But you've relaxed that curve that wants to just get so tight and curl under. So you're saying they chip and fracture. It's the worst. I wish they'd bend in as in pliable, but they just snap or rip. My question would be, are you using oil? Because if they're really that brittle, they shouldn't be snapping like that. I love it when you guys are answering the questions. It's so fast. It's so cool. Also, the skin under my nails grows with the nails and it hurts badly. Any advice? Skin under my nails grows. Under my nails grows. I'm gonna need some clarification on that. Are you talking about like the skin under here that tends to grow out more and you don't like that? So that's Eurolandia. If I can, hopefully I can see your response. A bit shorter to do. I love it that you guys are giving advice about clipping nails. I think one of the crystal files I got is bunk. It lost all its grit. Yeah, that happens with a lot of glass files, especially the cheaper ones. The ones that we sell, the filing surface is guaranteed by Montblanc. And so yeah, if you ever lose that surface, we will replace it. I literally cannot stand the noise of filing nails and cringe. There's a lot of people who can't stand the vibration of it too. They can use one nail file but don't like the crystal nail files. Yeah, it's a texture feely thing. Yeah, I get it.